Campaign 2018 is underway, and we're now counting down the days until the June primary. This year, on the ballot for Calvert County Sheriff, on the GOP side, there are three candidates. We're with one of them today, Craig Kontra, who's a candidate for sheriff. Craig, it's good to have you with us here on thebayonet.com. And I'm Marty Madden, news editor for the Bayonet, with Craig. And Craig, tell our viewers a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been with the sheriff's office a little over 30 years. I've been through most of the bureaus there, and I love my job.
How did you get started in law enforcement?
You know, I'm from a little town called Munhall. It's Munhall in Homestead, near Pittsburgh. All through school, they always ask you questions, you know, what do you want to do when you get out of high school? And I said, I want to become a cop. Unfortunately, I got out of high school, and in our area, we went right to the steel mill. I worked in the steel mill for about 6 years, and I got laid off. So I started going back to college to study criminology. And then there was a newspaper ad that they were hiring in La Plata as correction officers. Make a long story short, I put in for it, I got it, and I started there. I worked there for a couple years, and I got 2 job offers, one in North Beach, Maryland as a police officer, and one in DC. I really didn't want to go to the city, so I went to North Beach. From North Beach, I spent 2 years. They started disbanding, and then I went to Riverdale. But meanwhile, in between, I kept trying to get on the sheriff's office. And eventually, I got to Riverdale. I worked there about 4 months. I got a phone call from Lieutenant Freeland at the time, who was the lieutenant there, and he said that I got the job. So then I started my career.
Okay. What drew you into law enforcement?
It's the drive. It's helping people solve problems. It's listening to people. That's what I enjoy.
So why are you running for sheriff?
Well, like again, Marty, I said, I have over 30 years with the sheriff's office, and I love to help people. I love to help solve problems. I've seen sheriffs come. I've seen sheriffs go. I've seen sheriffs, what they did right and what they did wrong. One thing I will do is I will lead by example. And I want to install a new vision for Calvert County. I want to bring a new dedication to the county and the citizens for a better place to live and work.
Well, I do want to talk about some law enforcement issues. Let's start with the patrol. Are we using our patrol cadre to the best of our ability right now?
I think one of the problems with the patrol division is they're short. They always rob from the road patrol and put them someplace else. I think what we need to do is make a figure, 50 people on road patrol, and stay by it, and don't rob them. The guys are working hard. They're working overtime. They have long hours. And I think that's one of the problems. The other problem, I think, with road patrol is we're top heavy. For every one supervisor, he's supervising 2 people. So what I want to do is I want to bring some of the supervisors and bring them back to the road and let them mentor our deputies, our young deputies. Let them give their experience and help these young people out and let them work on their career.
Do we have the patrol deputies in the right place? I mean, you always hear people say there are just too many cops patrolling Route 4. And you have state police and you have the sheriff's department. Are these people in the right place?
You know, I say no. To me, if we have a problem on Route 4 speeding, we need to specify where it's at, not just sit there every 5, 10 miles away from each other. I think we should be back in the communities. You know, I got a plan that we want to make a deputy adopted neighborhood. And that deputy will go in that neighborhood and he'll talk to people. He'll get out of his car. He'll meet people. And then the information will flow so much better. Even in the shopping centers. Instead of just riding through the shopping centers, I'm sure them guys are going to get out. They're going to walk the shopping centers. They're going to talk to people. They're going to introduce themselves. They're going to go into businesses. They're going to give their business card. I want the community to know us.
Let's talk about the drug issue. I know that's one that you're very passionate about.
Yes. Like I said last time, you know, I went to a couple drug rehabs and I spent some time up there just to find out what actually is going on and what they need and their stories. You know, last year we had 178 cases of overdoses, and that includes heroin, fentanyl, and everything else. We lost 31 lives. 31 lives we lost. I think our biggest problem is the drug abuse. I think we need to put more people in the narcotics section. I think we need to add more to them. You know, a lot of people don't realize is it could be anybody's kid. It could be a doctor's kid. It could be a lawyer's kid. It could be a blue worker's kid. It could be anybody.
Are we doing enough to cut off the supply of the drugs?
They're doing the best what they can with what they got. I think they need some new up-to-date equipment, which I want to bring to the department. They're still working on stuff that's 10 or 15 years old. Are they doing enough? They're doing as much as they can. Are the department helping them to grow? No. We're short. We need to add more to there.
In schools, nowadays, with the issue of the school shooting in Florida, people are wondering, you know, do we need more officers in the schools? What's your take on that issue?
You know, that was one of my ideas from last election, what I wanted to do with the speed cameras that the sheriff implemented. I was going to take out money and put it in and be able to hire more deputies so we could put them in the schools. That was one of the things I want to do. We do have deputies in the high schools. I think we need to spend more time in the parking lots. I think we need to spend more time on weekends with the sheriff's office doing active shooting drills in the schools that we're going to go to, not just in, you know, community college. I'd rather see us practice going into schools that we're going to go into and get to know the layout. I think we should do that almost every other weekend until everybody gets trained enough to know exactly where to go, what to do.
Should we also train the students and the teachers and administrators?
Absolutely. What I like to do too with the kids in school, actually have a role play of an active shooter, so the kids could see what we're going to do. We could see what the kids are going to do, so we can learn off each other more.
Craig, let's talk, and we've touched on it, but let's go back over the manpower issue. The sheriff's office does appear to be growing. Is it growing in the right areas?
We're growing. We are so far behind right now in personnel. We need more. We do need more people. And, you know, a lot of people say, well, you know, I see, you know, deputies here, deputies there. They're all over the place. Well, a lot of times the deputies are off, and they're allowed to use their vehicles off duty. And you see them going to and from wherever they're going. But if a call comes out and they're close by, they have to go. The county's growing, but we're not as growing as fast as the county. I think we're behind still.
Okay. Well, on the issue of facilities, do we need a bigger sheriff's office?
Absolutely. We've outgrown our sheriff's office probably 3 years ago. We also need a new jail. That facility down in the jail was built in the 70s. It's outdated. We need to add, you know, going back to the heroin, we need to add treatments down there too. We can't arrest ourselves out of that situation, so we need at least treatment too. So I'm going to try to get another jail built in the next 8 to 10 years if I'm sheriff.
All right. There's a new sheriff in town. His name is Craig Kontra. As seems to happen when a new broom comes over, sometimes there's turnover. You might have some older officers deciding this might be a good time for me to retire. You might have some younger guys saying, I'm not sure I want to be a cop, or I might want to go somewhere else and do this. How do you unify this department when a new sheriff takes over?
You know, a lot of people are afraid to change. And, you know, there's going to be some changes. But I guarantee you one thing, I will work with the FOP on any changes I make. And we probably won't see always the same direction, but we'll work to a compromise. When a new person comes in, there's always change. You know.
Do you think you'll be able to mend any fences with any of the brain trusts that might be a little concerned about the new leadership?
You know, when I go in there, Marty, it's like starting a new day. Everybody's on the same level. I've been in their shoes. I know what they're going through. In an election year, I know what they're really going through because they're tight-lipped. They don't want to say nothing because, you know, if Mike wins and they voted for me, you know, vice versa. But I'm not like it. I get back, I get in. It's all new start, all over again.
Okay. Well, in closing, what would you like to say to our viewers about your campaign?
Like I say, I'll be fair, honest, consistent. I'm here to work for you, the citizens of Calvert. I'm here to work for the men and women of the Calvert County Sheriff's Office. Let's look for a new direction in 2018. June 26th, please vote for me.
And we do want to urge people to vote. Some people give the primary a pass. That's not a good option in 2018. There are going to be a lot of races that could be decided in the primary election. So we urge all our viewers out there to get out and vote in the primary or do early voting, which is very convenient, I can tell you from my experience. So we urge our readers, our viewers, to get out there and vote in 2018 in the primary and then in the November general. For thebaynet.com, I'm Marty Madden.